This one is going to be Golden, and Golden is actually one of my favorite places. I share Golden with pretty much everybody that's willing to listen because I think it has so much to offer. So this video today is talking about just how you can live in certain areas around Denver. Like first we talked about North Ranch at Ken Carroll. Now we're talking about Golden. These are areas that are really giving you that extra level of feel like you are in the mountains, while again, not having to drive an hour all the way up in the mountains to get this. So with Golden, what I love most about it is the views, as well as the immediate, and I mean immediate access to even larger mountains right out your back door. Lots of very experienced athletes, very outdoorsy type people. You really do have a lot of higher level of just people that are really valuing this and making it such a priority in their lives that they're choosing to live in the area just because of that. So we're going to talk again about the same four things. So the first one being the setting and the environment. So if you look at Golden on a map, you can see that it really is tucked up right up against the mountains. Lookout Mountain is a really fun drive to take. You actually will see a lot of people road biking, cycling up this crazy windy road. Talk about a serious workout. You'll also see a lot of people actually paragliding off of there as well. Because of the thermals and the updrafts, they're able to basically jump off Lookout Mountain and look out at all of downtown Golden and just be basically floating right above Golden. So really convenient location and setting if you want to be tucked up right against the mountains, as well as having easy access to I-70 to get further up in the mountains to start enjoying ski areas, mountain biking, all the stuff that can be easily done in the mountain towns of Colorado that are in a lot of times within a 30 to 45 minute drive when you live on that western side of town in Golden. Now next, we're going to talk a little bit about daily living. So daily living in Golden, I think, is probably going to be the top of all three neighborhoods that I'm sharing with you guys today. And that's because of the walkability being so great. Now, when you look at Golden, there's obviously a lot to look at. There's areas that are much more dense. So downtown Golden, for example, incredible walkability, lots of local restaurants, bars, shops, anything you can think of, as well as Coors Brewery being the main staple of that entire area. But there's also areas within Golden that are a bit further from downtown that won't have that same level of walkability, but still a great level of just convenience with so many shops and restaurants, grocery stores, everything you can think of. And to maybe even take that a step further, since I-70 just basically runs right through the Golden area, as well as another road called Highway 58, you have such easy access to the highways to just take a quick trip into downtown Denver, or maybe other areas that are a little bit to the east of Golden, such as, for example, Wheat Ridge, or even a little bit further into areas like Sloan Lake, and then again, downtown Denver. If you're commuting, for example, to downtown Denver from Golden, depending on where you're at in Golden, but it can easily, be a pretty quick direct shot if you take some of those highways I'm mentioning, and it won't be more than about 25, maybe 30 minutes depending on where you're living, but there's still areas within Golden that have pretty easy convenience and access, even if you are still trying to get around town on a frequent basis. So I kind of went through number 2 and number 3 at the same time. Number 2 being daily living, and then now number 3, convenience, but really just to hit that home one last time. Golden is so convenient, not just for everything that you can access in Denver, again, super close to shopping, Applewood, Wheat Ridge, Sloan Lake, all those areas that are a little bit to the east of Golden, but I want to talk also about convenience, again, with the mountains. And I've done other videos about this too, where, for people that move out to Colorado, they want to be here because of the outdoors and really want to live this healthy, active lifestyle. When you live in areas that are maybe further away, maybe areas like Thornton or Northglenn that are north of Denver, or maybe places to the south and southeast like Aurora. When you live in those areas, there's a ton of great things to do, but when it comes to the mountains, it's going to require you to drive 20, 30, maybe even 45 minutes just to get out to the places like where Golden is located to enjoy an afternoon hike after work, or maybe a mountain bike ride at sunset. You can still do this no matter where you live in Denver, but it's just the convenience factor. And when you live in Golden, since it is so much more convenient, what ends up happening is you actually end up doing it on a more regular basis and enjoying it more. So again, if you really want to do this kind of stuff, the outdoor, healthy, active lifestyle activities that have to do more with being in the mountains, being in a location like Golden really will, I think, serve you where you will actually do this on a more regular basis, and it won't become something that you thought you would do a lot of, but then you end up only doing it maybe once or twice a year. And then last but not least, before we move on from Golden, the fourth thing I want to talk about is just the type of homes you're going to find in the Golden area. So similar to the first location, North Ranch at Ken Carroll that I shared with you, with Golden, you're going to find a little bit of the same thing going on, where there's going to be quite a premium and going to see quite a few homes with pretty steep price points just because of the location. And with Golden, you're very limited in growth. And what I mean by that is it's already been developed all the way out west to where the foothills are in the mountains. So Golden can't expand any more to the west, and really it can't expand any more either to the east because it's already at that point. There's still some stuff going on right now in Applewood, some really cool improvements being made all around the new Lutheran Hospital location. Just got finished last year, actually. So there is some new development going on, but typically it's going to be more mixed use or also a lot of multifamily. There are still some single family homes being developed, but for the most part, Golden's kind of maxed out. So when it comes to the type of homes, you might see a little bit higher price point because the supply and demand. There's just not that many homes available for buyers, and because of that, the prices go up. Still options out there, just wanted to throw that in there, that it is a little bit more challenging at times to find homes for some of my clients when I'm showing them this area. Sometimes it's a bit harder to really identify good options for them just because of the lack of inventory.